Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Sandbox. Sandbox, where are we coming from? Here. So we talked about this blue target area down here. And that was my target area for the entire correction. That was achieved, that was completed. So which doesn't mean we couldn't drop even further, but it means with a high likelihood the low could already be in for the Sandbox, okay? The reason I say this is that we have had a very nice impulsive move to the upside here, a 5-wave move up that we haven't seen in the same way for many other cryptos. You've then came down in an ABC and we defined the target area for that ABC correction, and you can see how relevant that was, and the price is still in the target area. It did slightly go below it, but that is not a problem because the lowest it was allowed to get was 256 and it did get all the way down to 264. So it did not invalidate that whole uptrend here, yeah? So what you typically get when we count this as a larger wave 1, this here as a wave 2, the wave 2 cannot go below the beginning of the wave 1. So it could not go below 256, but it didn't. So it has not yet invalidated the uptrend. Of course, it will be invalidated if we drop below 256. Until that's the case, we can assume that we might start up from here and go up from here. But to do that, the price now really needs to take off. Because if it doesn't, this starts to look already very corrective again, yeah? So I'm a bit concerned because you make these very strong corrections here, and I don't like how that structure looks again, you know, very corrective. You make here a high, then you make a higher high, you make a lower high, and then you make another lower high, and you make another lower high, and you make even a lower low, and it just doesn't. And here again, a higher high and then a higher low, no sorry, a higher high and a lower high. So it doesn't really look good. I think the bulls and the bears are still fighting here, and there are a few levels to watch out for. So first of all, that 256 level, if you drop below that, then we can expect lower price, and then the price can drop in a first instance to $2.29. That's the 78.6% FIB level, and 150 is the 88.7% FIB level. Now 150 would be more than a 50% drop. I find that unlikely, yeah, but the 78.6% FIB level at 229 I think is realistic if Bitcoin drops down another 20-30%, maybe even a little bit more, which is what I actually expect for Bitcoin in general. So that would be then that drop below 256, and that would take Sandbox down. But Sandbox, of course, has a chance to now move up into this yellow target area. That would be a wave 3 then. So we have our 1, 2, that would be a wave 3. We could assume a price range between $6.32 and $7.10 roughly for that third wave. But to do that, Sand really needs to get started and also needs to move above 482, which is that previous high here, that wave 1 high. Yeah, that is what we want to see. We need to get that impulsive move, and if you see the price breaking out of that target area here, I think that would be a good entry point potentially. Yeah, of course, if you buy, that is up to you, but this is a potential breakout point, and the breakout would be above the area of 345. 345 above that could take the price, in my opinion, all the way up to 485. Yeah, but to do that we need the volume as well. We need volume come in. So that's where we are here at the moment with Sandbox. At the moment, moving sideways in that range. You can see how relevant that range was, but the indicators do support further price increases. I mean, the RSI on the 4-hour chart pretty much around 50, a little bit lower, yeah. So it would support higher prices. We're not overbought at all. The MACD on the 4-hour chart, you can see that here. It is reducing the negative momentum at the moment. I have to zoom in a little bit. It's reducing the negative momentum a little bit, so that is a first bullish sign. If we take a look on the 1-hour chart, because that's more imminent, we can see here that we actually had that bullish crossover. It's now going the other way actually, but that's only the 1-hour chart. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. Okay, the 8-hour has just had a bearish crossover on the MACD. Now again, that would rather suggest a little bit lower prices. Yeah, the 8-hour chart, of course, more meaningful than the 1-hour and the 4-hour, but bear in mind, we still have a lot of scope to the downside here until we invalidate that pattern. So the first main support level would be here, that $2.63 level. There is a lot of downside potential before we invalidate it. So yeah, it could be that before we actually get the breakout to the upside, we will go down. But in the end, it doesn't matter what happens in here. What I would watch out for is personally either the support here, that 263 level. That would be, from my point of view, a good entry point, more of a long-term thing, yeah, because here that would be buying the dip opportunity. Or that breakout point here, if we break out here, I think that could give, if we get the volume and if we get a successful retest with the 4-hour closed candle above that area here, above 345, that could be a successful long opportunity. I remember when I opened my long position in here, and I told you back then in the video, that was pretty much at the same price where it is now. It hasn't really moved yet, so I still hold that position, pretty much plus minus 0 here at the moment. And on the daily, we had a bullish crossover here. You can see when the MACD crossed bullish, and it does that very often, that it then gives us an accurate long signal. So this played out here. You had a very, very big jump to the upside. And actually, if we take a look at that, we could even see that as a bull flag. It's a bit too long, that bullish flag, for me. But yeah, you've got the flagpole here, and we could potentially draw it actually as a flag. Yeah, so basically as a channel, a descending wedge maybe even, out of which the price could then also break out to the upside. So yeah, maybe you want to have a look at that as well. And in this case, then the breakout point would be above $3.22. That could take us to $3.45, and above that, then it could take us way over $4. Now that's my view on Sandbox. Hopefully that was useful. If you liked it, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.